stays, echoing long after the ad has played.
Hey.
Your brand walks in before you speak. From the screen into the day, that's how messages find their way. You don't need louder, you don't need more. You
All
need
right,
a
all right.
rhythm they
I see y'all listening to us here rocking out. Probably say, is this the E Factor radio show or did I hit a rock station? Which one is it? Well. Hello, world, family, and friends, and welcome to the E Factor radio show. As you can hear, we have a very special rock and rollin' type guest today, Rick Orn. Welcome, Rick.
Oh, thank you very much. My pleasure to be here.
All right, let me give a little intro for Rick. Our guest today has lived a life most people only read about, from boxing internationally, backpacking, traveling the world, living on a rock star life as a guitarist and singer, and now holds businesses throughout Southern California implementing AI in their business. On this show, many times we've had people with AI. We've had AI music makers, AI this, AI that, but you're the first one for the business. He's the founder of Hit Marketing. All right, today we're going to be talking about one of the biggest hit and profit leaks affecting small businesses. Please welcome again, Rick Horn.
Thank you, Cornelius. I appreciate to be here.
You know what, Rick? What we're going to do is I'm going to step back for a minute, and I'm going to let you talk and tell us a little bit about what you have going.
Well, as we talked about a little bit before here, we talked rock and roll, and that's really my background. And somebody told me, like, why don't you tell a little story of what happened? And we had a crazy night happen in Hollywood. We played this event, and it was a unique event. It was not a normal rock club. And so they had set up for a specific show, and we were the headliner that night. So we had people coming from Orange County, we had people coming from everywhere, the people crowded the windows like mannequins, people standing on the bars. It was a packed place. And we're kicking in, the energy was off the chart. And one of my roadies, it was his birthday. We brought him up on stage, we did vodka shots, and we were spilling vodka all over the place, and we were sweating. And then we started hearing this ticking sound in the PA. And I'm looking over at the band, I'm like, I've never experienced this before. What's going on? And everybody was confused. It got louder and louder and louder. And at some point, I'm looking at the sound guy, and he looked at me with panic. Something is wrong. And then my guitar player to my left, he freezes up as a jolt of power going through him. He got shocked.
Wow.
And he just froze. And you see in a movie, you just freeze, and you just drop face first. So he came falling down. I'm reaching out to stop his fall, and I get pulled in the circuit. And it literally felt like I was hit by a bus. It was the biggest punch, and I landed on the floor in convulsions. And I had 6 lines on my hand, burn marks from the strings. It was 6 white burn marks over my hand. I crawled out from the club, out on the street, and just basically wondering what was happening. And we were so beaten up by the power shock that we all got. And it was the end of the show, and the crowd, they were clapping.
Thought it was part of the show.
Yeah, they loved it. And we thought we were going to die at a heartache for a couple of days after, but we survived. We kept moving.
Wow.
True story.
No, but I'm just saying, just for you, the way you. Matter of fact, before we do that, I'm gonna step back because I'm sure our audience, even though you've been on the show before, they're probably thinking, "Wow, sound like that guy has an accent. Sound like he has an accent." So, what exactly is your accent?
I'm from Sweden. I grew up in Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, the accent. You never get rid of the accent, but that's where it's from.
Okay, all right. So, are we having technical difficulties?
Now I can hear myself. Yes.
Okay, all right. Because I mean, with the story, I thought maybe you were going to have a flashback, and you thought you're back in that moment, and your hands burning. I'm preparing in case that the shocks and it comes over here. I'll be like, oh, not me too. Okay, yeah, well, that's good. So you grew up in Stockholm, Sweden, and so I know being here in America is quite different. So can you give me just one major difference?
What I love about LA is, number one, the weather, but it's also a place where everybody's coming to for dreams. People
Right.
are coming here. They have movie dreams, musical dreams, business dreams. people come into LA because they want to live a dream, and a lot of people here are from other places, and I love that. It's like a pool of just driven people, and be around that, and on top of it, summer all year long, right? And I say to the people in Sweden, last year we had the winter in LA. It was on a Thursday, and they're laughing because that's pretty much what they got all year round.
Right, right, right. Okay, you know what? Now I have a question here. Okay, what many people will call a rock star life? You've bought professionally, traveled the world, and spent years in the music business. What's one of the craziest moments you've had? You told us that. How did rock and roll lead you into marketing? Because that's a big change to go from being rock and roll and now you're into marketing.
Yeah. Well, one thing I realized as we were playing shows and toured, you have a very short window of moment to catch everybody's attention. When you're a new band and people haven't seen you, they come and we're playing in Arizona, for example. We're playing open up for a big band in Arizona. Then to catch the crowd before they leave, a band finish the set and leaving, you gotta grab them, right, so they don't leave. So what we did, I have a mic stand, a customized, special-made mic stand. It's a chain link stand that looks really cool. So I heard people all the time say, "Oh, that's a cool mic stand. I want to see this band."
Right.
So it's about to grab people's attention right away. And then same thing, as soon as you kick in the set and start playing, you got to grab them with a performance that people are captivated by. And then I took that into marketing, because at some point in life you get to a point where, like, oh, I got to maybe grow up here and live a normal life like other people. And I took that, the attention grabber, and I realized you have a short window, and I use that in marketing. So if it comes down to writing a hook or a jingle for a company, and now what I'm doing with AI services, is you have to grab the caller, the customer, the viewer of your commercial
Right.
or marketing. You got to grab them right away.
Right, because you also have to know what is it that your marketing. What is that? What word am I looking for? Because everything has a certain market, a certain people, and certain age groups, certain demographics.
Yeah, the target demographic.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so depending on what service you are providing, if it's a service or a product, you want to know your market, your target demographic, and then cater to that target demographic specifically.
Right. Right. Okay. So now, how did you help businesses implement AI and why? Because I mean, a lot of times people have AI and they go on AI, they ask it a question that spits out 1,000,000 answers or something like that, but it's really not helpful.
You know what, let me take this from the top. And really, when AI came out, I was completely against it. I didn't like it. I thought, I don't know what's going to happen with this. But then as my business partner, he turned me on to it, and I realized this is something that businesses can use to generate more revenue, stop losing revenue, saving time. It has so many avenues where you can use it. So I was finding my way with it, and now to implement an AI phone service is very simple. I basically just need some information from the company, and to take it from even further, that if you're in a small business and you're relying on incoming calls, if you miss that call and it's an emergency call, they will call somebody else.
Right.
If you have a phone AI phone agent implemented, meaning somebody will pick up that phone call when you can't, after hours, or you're busy with something else, then I program the AI agent to whatever your business is doing. If you need to book a caller for an appointment for your chiropractic calendar, for example, or if you're a dentist, somebody called with a toothache, they need to see you right away. As soon as they get that psychological relief that I am booked, and even if it's tomorrow, I'm gonna get the pain relief I'm looking for. So I set up a program and a phone agent that answers all missed calls, and then book them, in this case, straight into your calendar. So when you're rolling into work the next day, you have 1 or 2, maybe 3 appointments there that you didn't even know came in, but you never missed those clients.
Right, because even though it's almost the equivalent of a sophisticated answer machine, but the only difference from my understanding here, with an answer machine, you get, "Hi, I'm Dr. Bryant. Leave a message and I'll return your call at my earliest convenience." You're getting something that's actually going to take care of you right now. So psychologically, it goes, "Oh, even though my tooth is hurting and I can't sleep, I know that I've booked this appointment, so tomorrow I can go in and see him because it's already established that I have this reserved time.
Yeah, exactly. And it is an advanced answering machine, like you're saying, but it understands what you're looking for.
Right.
You talk to it like you talk to ChatGPT or Claude, for example. You can ask it a question and then it gets back to you. And same thing with the AI phone agents. And they're so advanced now. So it's not just for the big corporations that pay a lot of money to use them. They're actually so advanced and so simple to use. So a small business owner that relies on incoming calls, he can have it set it up ready to go in a couple of days and never miss a phone call. And take, for example, somebody with a toothache. If you have a toothache and you can't get hold of a dentist, you keep calling until you get somebody where you know you're going to be seen. If you have a back pain or a chiropractor or a doctor's office, you will keep calling when there's emergency until somebody pick up. Or if you're a plumber, have a plumbing company, you have people calling in with a water leak, they call the next guy. There's going to be some out there that's open 24/7. If you're a
Correct.
small business owner, you can be that 24/7, and it's very easy to set up. So people are picking up on this. And the thing is, I'm calling a lot of companies. So I see that a lot of companies actually are getting these more and more. And the people who don't pick up on it, they are leaving that money on the table and then let it go to somebody else.
Right, and that's what I was going to ask you because 24/7 is important because a lot of time things don't happen during business hours.
That's right, especially emergency companies like we're out here in the Inland Empire. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit when I stepped out of my car. If the air condition goes out right now, they will call the HVAC company. And if they don't pick up, they're going to keep calling until somebody pick up. So if you have this AI phone agent to pick up the call, book them straight into the calendar and then send a notification to the customer. We're booked. Help is on the way. Send a notification to the owner of the company, whoever operates that day. It can be a phone message, a text message with the address and what needs to be done. So everything happens automatically behind the scenes, so the company doesn't miss out on the money. And that's what's so cool. I'm so happy to be one of those that can help companies with this.
Right, because like you said, when we stepped out the car here in the Inland Empire, it's 107. And so when I stepped out, my hair burnt off my head. As you can see, he has hair and I don't. And I was thinking to myself, who can I call right away to come and help me with this? So if I had your service, even though it's a Saturday, they may be closed, I can call into the hair helper, and then the message would go to them. Then they can see me. Then they can even maybe say, okay, well, since this is an extreme emergency, I can reach out and return this person's call now, and maybe I can just see them now.
Well, you bring it up at a perfect example. A hairstylist, for example, working on her own in a salon, the phone keeps ringing. She might not want to pick it up as she has somebody in the chair waiting for that
Right.
person to leave a voicemail. If you then have it set up, her clientele, everybody can, or new clients can call up and say, hey, I need an appointment. When's the next available appointment? They ask, okay, and the AI agent tell them, book them in the calendar, and then they know they're coming in. And then I set it up with companies with email responses and text responses, with reminders, with addresses, or whatever your company want to give to the client. A first-time comer, for example, send them the address. It goes out automatically. We program it, so it goes out automatically, and they get it. If you're selling a product, we can send them email with product information, so they have more information, or maybe upsells. There's so many ways of doing it, and I'm a musician and an artist, so I like to be creative about these things.
Oh,
So when I sit down with the company owner, I ask them questions about what about this or what about that, and usually they love that because, oh, I didn't think about that. But I like to think about those ideas for them.
right. You know what? Matter of fact, I think you have a commercial with something similar to that on it. Do you? Don't you? On the we don't have a commercial or anything when we go to break for them to play.
Yeah, they're gonna play it.
They're gonna play it. All right. Here's where we're gonna go to break, and then we come back. We're gonna give you a live example of what's happened because I'm going to call.
Okay, great. Yeah, we
I'm
can
going
show
to-
everybody here live on the air. How
Yeah,
it
yeah.
works.
We're show everybody live on the air how it works. So, it's like during a football game or some game, a commercial, you run and do what you have to do, but make sure you're back on the other side of this commercial. This is the E-Factor Radio Show with your host, Cornelius Bryant, special guest, Rick Orn, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, and you're going to see just how it works.
If someone calls your business tonight with an emergency, they won't leave a voicemail. They'll call the next business already using an AI phone agent that books them in for tomorrow. Our AI phone agent greets every caller, answers their questions, and books the next appointment straight into your calendar 24/7. No contract, no hassle. Keep your number and cancel anytime. Call our demo line now and ask what you're wondering about, 818-293-4224. When is now a good time to find out if this is right for your business? Again, that's 818-293-4224. Never lose incoming money. 818-293-4224.
It got like that rock and roll, country rock and roll type stuff to it. All right. Welcome back to E Factor Radio Show. And before we went to break, we had talked about we're going to do a demo so you can see just how this works before we get back to the rest of the question. So I'm going to do this. Let me do another mic check just to make sure. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. So I'm going to my phone. See everyone? I'm going to my phone.
So I want to share this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you my demo line. And this is what I give out to clients. This is how it usually starts. They ask me, how does this work? And I tell them, why don't you call my demo line and you can see for yourself. So that's what we're going to do. I'm glad you brought this up.
All right. So you give me the number.
The number is 818-293-4224. And that's a demo line. 818-293-4224. And then call it, and then you can ask me a question. Let's say you're a dentist, for example.
Thanks for calling Hitmaking Marketing. This is your AI assistant here to show you how an AI phone agent can help your business never miss a call. What can I help with?
I'm a dentist, and I need help setting up my business.
Thanks for sharing that. So you're a dentist looking to set up your business with a system that helps you never miss a call. I can walk you through how our AI phone agent works and answer any questions you have. Are you mainly interested in having the system handle new patient calls, appointment bookings, or something else?
New patient calls.
Got it. You want to make sure new patient calls are always answered, even if your front desk is busy or after hours. Our AI phone agent can greet callers, answer common questions, book appointments, and send confirmation texts and emails, all customized for your dental practice. If you'd like, I can explain how setup works or help you book a free strategy call with Rick to go over everything in detail. What would you prefer?
Set up a strategy call.
Sure thing. Let me check what appointment slots are available for a strategy call with Rick. One moment while I pull up some options for you. Here are the next available times for a strategy call with Rick. On Monday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. Do either of those work for you, or would you like to hear more options?
More options?
No problem. Here are a few more available times. On Tuesday, August 11th at 3:30 p.m., 4:30 p.m., or 5 p.m. Would any of those work for you?
Yes, 5 p.m.
Great. I'll reserve the slot for Tuesday, August 11th at 5 p.m. May I have your name for the booking?
Cornelius the Dentist Bryant.
Thanks, Cornelius the Dentist Bryant. Could you please provide your email address so we can send you the booking confirmation? I'll read it back to you letter by letter to make sure it's correct.
info@therenaissanceman.es. info@therenaissancE.es.
Thank you. Let me read that back to confirm. info@therenaissancE.es.
Correct.
Right?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
You're all set for Tuesday, August 11th at 5 p.m. You'll get a confirmation sent to info@therenaissance.es and a text to your mobiles. If you need to reschedule or have any other questions, just let me know. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Cornelius. Have a great day and good luck with your new practice. If you need anything else, just reach out.
Thank you. Goodbye. And what you can't see here is that it sent me a text, to confirm my booking with all the information on it. If you zero in 1 million times, you can read the text too. But wow, that's excellent, Rick. Rick, that's great.
Well, I'm glad you called me out on this. This wasn't even planned we were going to do this. And you called me out to see if it works. And this is how it works. And I'm going to show you, because now I am going to receive, because I've set up my end, so I receive, you have a new booking in the calendar. So now I get a notification as well. And I like to show this for business owners that whatever communication you want to hook up after the phone call, if it's communication to yourself, to your staff, if you want to send information to the caller, for example, with whatever the address, could be a product, you have upsells on a product and so on, information about the product they bought, could be something that's valuable for them to know, thank them for the business. So I include that. I know other phone companies, they don't do, they charge for every extra detail. And I don't want to do that. I want to give as much as possible, because I do believe in the law of giving as much as I believe in the law of gravity. If you walk off the rooftop, you're going down. And if you give a lot, you're going to get it back one way or another. And I truly believe that.
Right. Because I know a lot of times things happen, but they're so complicated. Like you do stuff and then, in the advertisement say, oh, just do this. But then when you go to do it or set it up, it's just way complicated. You got to do this and that. But this is just really simple. You just, bam, a phone call and it's done.
Yeah, it is. And I do all the setting up on the back end. So once I've talked to the business owner, figure out exactly what their business and the service, what they're doing, then I set up the back end. And it's a very quick process. In a few days, it's up and running.
Right. And so, okay, now it's up and running. So a lot of people, you have people like, oh, well, I tried this and I've tried that. So what advantage, besides what we just talked about, what other advantages is it for the person who wants to join this or your procedure for the business? What advantages for it? Because when this goes out, does it text them, like, for example, it goes to you, but does it go to them too so they can look at it at that particular moment? Or do they have to wait till they come in the office the next day, or how does that work?
No, it can set it up. However, I have a lot of questions for the business owner. Where do you want the notification to go? Do you want a notification on your cell phone? Do you want it in an email? They can say whatever they want. Oh, I want the night off. I don't want to think about my business. Okay, perfect. Well, you're going to have an email in your inbox when you're coming in the morning. Or I can send a text message. I can pick hours later. You have an appointment coming in the morning, for example. So the communication we can set up to the business owner's own liking, what they prefer.
Okay, so that's good, because a lot of times, you're at the mercy of the program, so to speak.
Exactly. And this is, like I said before, the AI world is getting so advanced. They're coming up with new things all the time. So all of these things getting better and better, and they're already really, really good. So who knows where this is going. But I do all the programming on the back end. So the business owner, all he needs to do is say, yes, I want this. And then I send him a form with some information to get that. I need the information so I can start programming it.
Right.
And then what I do, I buy a phone number through carriers. So the only time lag here in the process is I register a phone number, and I do all of this. The business owner don't have to think about this. I register a phone number with carriers, and then it have to go through and be registered with them and set up. And that takes a couple of days, and that's the only time lag here. Otherwise, I could get it set up in 1 or 20 or 24 hours, I should say. So one extra business day. So this takes 2 or 3 days maybe. And then once it's set up, I'm running the system with the business owner, and I tell him, you and your staff, call it and ask it any questions about your business now that you can imagine your customers would ask you. You know from experience what they're going to ask you. And once you say, okay, this is good, it's done, then we start. That's the starting date from when the service starts.
Oh, so it's within mostly, 36 to 48 hours max?
Yeah.
They're good to go. Okay.
Exactly. So it's a very quick process, and it's easy to set up.
Okay. So I know a lot of people out there are thinking, well, I'm the receptionist at this particular dentist office. or I'm whatever they call them now. I don't know. Do they still call them receptionists?
Yeah, receptionists, secretaries.
Yeah, yeah. So is this going to put me out of a job? You know,
Ye-
are you going to lose now that this has happened? You've brought AI into the picture, so now all the employees are gone, or how does that work?
I tell business owners this all the time. The most important thing for your business is human connection. Don't replace your people, replace the missed incoming calls, replace the missed revenue, replace all of those moments where you can't be there and catch incoming business. So I say to business owner, don't get rid of your secretary. This looks like you're gonna make more money anyway. Keep them on, because in my own experience, the personal connection with people is more important than anything.
Right, right. Okay, so I have an etiquette business. Of course, I teach life skills, leadership, and etiquette, besides being the greatest host on the radio. So, what advantages is having this type of business for me?
Well, if you're depending on incoming phone calls, this means you'll never miss an incoming phone call. And all businesses aren't doing business that way. So, like anything, it doesn't cater to anybody. But if you're a plumber, an HVAC, veterinarian, hairdresser, electrician, plumber, anything that needs somebody to call them, especially a small business owner, for them it's a powered tool that you're on the forefront of receiving phone calls, because when there's an emergency, if somebody don't pick up, they call the next guy down the line. And I also find that certain industries are picking up on this quicker.
Right.
Plumbers specifically, they are some of the companies, and most of them, that's the industry that have the most of these, as I find, because they know the importance. When there's a water leak, people need to get hold of somebody. As long
Right
as they know
away.
somebody's on the way, they stop calling. So this is for any business, and if you rely on incoming calls, absolutely, this can help you 100%. And you don't need to have your phone on all the time, your cell phone, for incoming call. You let the agent take care of it after hours.
Okay, because let's go back for a minute. When you said you have to get a number, so there's a specific number that this will be used for. Let's say, because if I'm out with the family doing things, and then my phone rings, it won't be that call coming in because there's a designated number for the program.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked this. So when I register a new number, that's just a number to carry the conversation. So you keep your business number. I just forward your business number to the new line that the system take care of. So you never change your phone number as a business.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah,
not-
I'm glad you asked me that question, because I don't want the confusion there. You don't have to change number. You keep your cell number or your phone or whatever incoming number you have for your business. Keep that. We forward that to the line, and it can be forwarded in an instant, so your phone doesn't even ring. It goes straight to the AI voice agent, for example.
Okay, great. So can you give an example? Like, for example, I know we've been talking about the missed call and missed call. Can you give an example of what a missed call can actually cost a business?
It depends now on what kind of business you're in. Let's say you're a real estate agent. From what I understand, they miss about, on average, 47% of the incoming calls, and they call him back. That's almost half. And if you're a real estate agent, you know probably what every lead is worth to you.
Correct.
If you're a dentist or a chiropractor, you probably know in your books what a lifetime value is of one of your clients. Because if you have a back problem, you're not going one time, you're coming back. And I used to box, like you said. I had a lot of injuries and kept coming back before everything was healed and fixed. And I spent a fortune in chiropractors and ultrasound and sports clinics. So you know the value of your customers. I couldn't tell what each business does, but let's say you're a plumbing company, and I'm just saying, an average call might be $1,000, an average.
Right.
Right? And if you have 5 missed calls a week, could that possibly be $5,000 a week that you miss out on? What is that in a month? What is that in a year? Same thing for chiropractors and dentists. And I find most of them, and I call them all, they have a voice and an answering machine, and then they have a lunch break where they have an answering machine. So they rely 100% on those moments for people to leave them a message. So I test this because I call people. I cold calling. I talk to people. So it depends on what kind of business you're in. Take your value, lifetime, for example, and then you can estimate how many missed calls a year do you think you have on new coming clients? And there you have it. Times it, the lifetime value or yearly value of a customer times how many calls you miss, and that's it. So it's a pretty easy calculation to do as a business owner and get an idea of what how much money you actually leave on the table or send straight to your competitors.
Okay, I have a question. We may take a break and then I'll let you answer it on the back end. Let's say, for example, I know this is in the infant stage right now. Great idea, great idea. So can you now, or do you plan on in the future programming it to answer simple questions? Let's say, for example, if I am a real estate agent, I'm driving at night, I see this house, I goes, wow, this house is up for sale. So I just want to know right now, is this house still available? So is there a way I can call that machine or call and say, hey, give you an address of 12500 Pumpkin Street. Is it still available? Where I can pull the address up and then respond yes or no?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have a real estate agent that would normally miss this call. You can have all the information on your whole catalog of properties, for example, you have for sale. You can program the system to that.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a break, and on the other side of this break, we're going to come back. We're going to ask just a few more questions regarding that, because that's important for everybody who knows that, you know, sometimes you'll spend 2 or 3 days calling and asking about a question and don't get an answer. All right, once again, it's the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryan, special guest Rick Orn. We'll be back.
If someone calls your business tonight with an emergency, they won't leave a voicemail. They'll call the next business already using an AI phone agent that books them in for tomorrow. Call our demo line right now and ask what you're wondering about. 818-293-4224. When is now a good time to find out if this is right for your business? Never lose incoming money. Again, that's 818-293-4224.
If someone calls your business tonight with an emergency, they won't leave a voicemail. They'll call the next business already using an AI phone.
Big budgets fade like yesterday's news, but a simple melody sticks like glue. Flashy fades, but rhythm stays, echoing long after the ad has played. When the pattern's easy to repeat, your brand walks in before you speak. From the screen to the day, that's how messages find their way. You don't need louder, you don't need more, you need a rhythm they can't ignore. Hit making marketing, sing it loud, turn your message to a chant for the crowd. If they can hum it, they'll remember your name. Hit making marketing, win the memory game. You don't need louder, you don't need more, you need a rhythm they can't ignore. Hit making marketing, sing it loud, turn your message to a chant for the crowd. If they can hum it, they'll remember your name. Hit making marketing, win the memory game.
All right. Welcome back to the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Bryan, special guest Rick Orn. Rick, you know, we're going to talk about this great product that you have, but, you know, with your hit-making marketing. So someone's probably asking, well, why do you call it hit-making?
Well, that comes from my background in music. I'm a songwriter. I've been touring and playing recording records, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. And have a very creative mind, so it just became my business, hit making marketing.
Oh, okay, all
You
right.
can check out our service at hitmakingmarketing.com. You can read a little bit more about the AI phone agent and other AI services we do. But the phone agent is the most important thing to me because it's something that is so simple to implement for a business to never miss out on incoming business. So it's an easy one to explain for business owner. I do AI search optimization and other things, but that's more of a different conversation. And I also know there are a lot of people out there that are against AI, and I was one of them. I'm like, this is nuts.
Anti-AI.
Yeah, I was absolutely against it. And then my business partner started talking about it and he showed me ideas. And then all of a sudden I realized how beneficial this thing called AI can be for businesses and for other things too. A lot of people just use it for information, but businesses use it in so many ways of automating things, being seen online, being seen on search engine optimization. And it's slightly different from a Google optimization because especially now the younger generation, they ask chat, oh, I need a veterinarian for my dog in San Bernardino. And usually there's 1, 2, or maybe 3 comes up. In a Google search, you have a whole list. But now with the AI, there's just very few companies come up. So then the question is, who is coming up? Well, those are the companies that are AI search optimized. So if you rely on searches online, then that's a big thing you should look into for a company. And it's not that complicated to do, and that's the best part. The thing is, it takes time.
Correct.
And it's like you're running a business. I don't have time to figure out these things. I just need somebody else to do this. If I'm a carpenter, I don't want to do my books. I have an accountant do that, and so on. So I have that available for companies doing it as well.
Okay, so I know earlier you told us what your phone number was. So if someone wants to reach you right now regarding this product, how do they reach you?
Call my demo line, ask it any questions you want, and if you want, you book a call with me, and then we get on the phone, and then I figure out exactly what you want, what you need, and I can set it up for you. And the number is 818-293-4224. I'm going to repeat it so you, in case you're writing it down, it's 818-293-4224.
All right, remember that. There's no email to go with it, just the demo number.
That's the demo number because people wondering, okay, is this going to work for my business? Instead of me explaining it for them, here, call it, ask it, like we just did.
Right.
You see, and you can pick any voice you want depending on the brand. You want a female voice, male voice, you want a Scottish accent, Australian accent, do you want an American accent, do you want it to sound like a news anchor, do you want to be an effervescent, bubbly woman that's talking about the pets in your pet store? You can pick whatever you want. There's a lot of options here. And I want to say something too. You said it's in the infant state. It's not in an infant state. It's very developed already, but as
Okay.
it gets so advanced over time, maybe that would make it an infant state, but it's really, really advanced already, and it's
Okay.
really, really simple to use.
Wow, so you can make it any voice you want. So you can make it this really nice voice, almost like you. I don't know if you remember the old phone call things you call into, and you're talking to what you think is a gorgeous woman, and then when you get there on the other side of it, it's a big fat man eating pizza. So they can just choose their voices. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I asked them what's your brand voice, something we're talking about, and do you want a male or female woman? Do you want an accent? Some people might want to have a British accent. And it's a funny thing because people, when they hear a British accent, they relate that to intelligence.
Wow, really?
Yes, and I learned this from my mentor too. He told this funny story about they had a mechanic that was going to go out and sell their product. And the guy wasn't a salesman at all. He was a diesel mechanic. He'd been doing his whole life, but he wanted that change. And they dressed him up, and they said he had to shower him 5 times to get the grease off from his hands. And then finally they suited him up, taught him how to tie a tie, and he was out selling, and he did phenomenally good. And he said, it's so funny. These people think I'm smart because I have a British accent. That's why they buy from me. And it's a true story.
No, I believe you because I know, like I said, when you were on the radio before and they heard your accent, that's why I asked you earlier about your accent, and you said it was Swedish because they're wondering, oh, Oh, his accent, his accent. So, you know, we as humans, we naturally, when we hear a certain voice, our mind goes to a certain look or a certain style. And so that's what it becomes. So when it's British, they think he's smart. Oh, okay. So maybe, can you do me in British on the call so I can?
Nah, I can't really. I can't really do accents like that.
Oh, no, no, I mean-
I got my Swedish accent.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
picked the voice I picked for my business was somebody that I thought was pleasant. Her name is Jennifer, and I thought it was a pleasant voice. I had multiple choices to choose from, but I picked something that I thought, okay, I like this voice, and I think that's very pleasant to listen to and speak to. And another thing I'll tell people to. Don't try to pretend like this is somebody, a receptionist sitting there and talking. Just tell them straight up, I'm an AI agent, I can help you right now. And then whatever your business wanted to do.
Okay, I know people are probably thinking, wow, for all that, I know that's probably $2,000-3,000 way out of my budget. But I'm going to let you tell the price.
Well, I got good news for you. It's a whole lot cheaper than that. And I would say this to people. Give it a call and ask it if you're wondering. And I can tell you this, it's probably less than you're paying for lunch in a month.
Especially if you're adding
Depending on what
Starbucks
you eat
to
and
it.
where
huh?
you eat. But most likely I would say this, it's the absolute majority of people pay less for this than they pay for lunches in a month.
Wow.
So I
You-
recommend
you-
give it a call and ask it, and then you see. And then you see how it works as well.
Right, and you can't beat that. When all these benefits to it, besides the 24/7 and all that, now you add the part that you can even add a certain voice to it, because a lot of times I know people with different types of voice are really heavy accents. They don't really want to be on the phone because their accent is different, or even if you have a speaking impairment or something, you know, you don't want to have the phone, so you always want something else. And this way, you can like choose an alter ego.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beauty about it. It's a simple system, and you don't have to do the lifting if that
Right.
would be the answering the phone.
Right, right. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing here. But you know what? While I'm thinking about it, you're going to get the opportunity after this show to let us know how many people may have called on it, or you know, how many hits you got, or how many inquiries you got. Because on August 29th, you're actually going to be hosting the show.
Yeah, that's right. And I was really honored to get this invitation here. Cornelius and his team reached out to me and said, hey, we have got a gap here. You're going to be gone somewhere, I assume?
Yes, yes, I'm going to be gone. You know, I'll let the world know when I get back where I'm going to be gone and when I'm going to be gone, because you know you don't want everybody to know you're going to be gone. And so then I'll have a good feeling with you. You know, that way if people have any questions or anything, matter of fact, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to give you the studio's number where you can call in on August 29th between 2 and 3 o'clock if you want to ask Rick some questions. That telephone number is area code 909-383-1000. Again, 909-383-1000. So if you're thinking, wow, you know, I like to do this, but I don't want to call on the machine and or call the AI and ask questions because I'm nervous, because I may call and then they'll call me back 1,000 times. You know, hey, I want you to get it. Did you get it? Did you get it? So this way you can call the station and you can say, hey, Rick, I have a question I want to ask you about or talk to you about. And then for those of you who question about his accent and you just want to call him on the phone and talk to him in person, that number's still the same. It's not a different number. 909-383-1000. August 29th. Yeah, Rick, so, you know, can you just give, I know you told us before, but like a lot of times people come in late. When you're sitting there, where you're sitting there thinking, you know, wow, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because I know you said that as a musician, you have to look forward to your next career and what are you going to do afterwards. So just run us through real quick, you know, how this idea came about. You know, were you eating a bologna sandwich or drinking a bottle of wine or?
The whole marketing concept came to me. I got to a point in life where the music was something I lived for, but it never gave me the lifestyle I wanted. We toured, we played records, we stomped stages all over America, but I got to a point where I kind of got burned out on it too. So I wanted to find something new, and I just got led in. I met a business guy, and he kind of directed me into marketing, and I got very. I'm very interested in that. I'm interested in the psychology behind it because I feel it has a lot to do with grabbing people's attention, and that's all creativity. And I'm still a very creative person. I love playing music still, so that's how I ended up doing this. And then as I'm finding my way in marketing, I learned these AI tools, and I see now that there's so many companies picking up on using AI tools for so many reasons. They simplify the work, they save time, they can reorganize the organization to get more out of the organization. So whether you like it or not right now, it's going to be around. Companies going to use this for their own advantage. People are going to use it for their own advantage. And I thought to myself, what if I can create a service where other people can benefit from using it? And that's how I got into the AI search optimization. And then ultimately, I ended up on it was a training online regarding phone services. And as I was thinking about that, I thought to myself, this is a really, really good service, because businesses are made through telephone a lot nowadays. A lot is on computer, online, but still there's a lot of phone calls within business. And if this can help companies don't miss out on incoming business, I thought to myself, wow, this is an easy business to explain. There's nothing tricky to it. It picks up the missed calls, and then you save rescue calls. It's what I call it. So it's rescuing the calls that would have gone to somebody else. And I thought, okay, I'm going to work on this and get good at it, and then provide the service to companies. So that's the real story behind it.
Okay, that's good. Even by you being a musician too, you can make little jingles for the different companies too, correct?
Yeah, I do that. I have that on the website, and I always give it to them. We charge a couple of bucks for it, but I give it to them anyway because I just think it's fun to do, and they love it. They hear it. I'm like, oh my God, that's my business. Yeah, it is. Here it is.
Right, because people don't realize, because see, I'm a little older than you, but when we were younger, we had this guy, he sold cars. He sold these Ford cars, and he had this jingle, and you remember it or you see it, and he had all those different animals. If you need a new car, go see Cal, and all that. And he had cows, horses, donkeys, mules, and all that stuff. But that jingle is really what drew people in. And so that's the same thing that you're doing for people.
Yeah, exactly. And I even set up phone services. Instead of having it ringing, they have their automated jingle playing them the songs in it.
Right. See, that's your very own. No one can take it from you. That you're very own. And you know what? One more thing before we go, because we're nearing our end, is that you're with a group called Apex also, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you give a little insight about Apex? Is that still like, in a stage where, you can't talk about it out loud?
Well, we are working. There's also marketing. We're working
Right.
with businesses out here in the Inland Empire, and we help them with marketing. And we have some ideas for we're bringing in this regarding restaurants, dinner clubs, and real estate ventures we're working on. Apex is really digging a foothold here in the Inland Empire, and I'm very excited to be part of it.
Right. Because, the thing of it is every year people say, oh, well, now AI is going to replace all the jobs. I don't think so. Like you said, I think it's just going to enhance things, because I know this one company, they got rid of all their employees, and they went straight AI. I think that lasted every bit about 2 or 3 days, and they were begging all the employees to come back.
Yeah, a lot of companies might jump on this and think they're going to save a lot of money by doing it. It's a very risky thing to do, and we've seen that, where companies go down because it's been something that just didn't work out. So what I hear a lot of the top dogs in the industry talking about is AI don't replace people, but the people that know how to use AI will replace the people that don't know how to use it, because the people that can use it improves businesses' revenue streams in different ways, and that's why it's good for, and that's what business owners want.
Right. That's great. So you know what? We've got a couple of minutes left. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to let you talk about anything you want to talk about and give any information you want to give out. That way, it's just all you right now, Rick.
All right.
Take it.
Thank you, Cornelius. I really appreciate coming on here. I love hanging out with this man. He dressed exceptionally, so I had to put on a suit today to not look like I had to look like I fit right in. But I appreciate this time. And if you guys want to take a listen to my demo line, I'm going to give you the number one more time. It's 818-293-4224. 818-293-4224. Check it out to see if it's for your business. If not, no problem. And I want to say this. Since I'm going to host a show here the 29th this month, I was thinking about what am I going to talk about? And I'm a member of a club. It's a private exclusive club that teach people how to happy or do anything you want. It really improves your life on every level. So I thought to myself, I'm going to talk about a concept that maybe a lot of people wondering about. And that is, what is your life purpose? How do you find your life purpose? And there's small things you can do, because we all feel like maybe we have a purpose of being here. Maybe I missed the boat, or maybe I haven't. What is it? So I'm going to share what I learned in the club on how to find your life purpose. Because if it is your life purpose, it's still there waiting for you to dig into it. And it's not that complicated to figure out what it is. I can show you and I can guide you with a couple of questions, and that's all you need to figure it out. So I want to bring that up. And as I'm sitting here and thinking about this, I might even bring a guitar and play a couple of acoustic songs, one or two, if that's okay with you, Cornelius.
Oh, no, do what you want to do. I mean,
All right.
this is your show to do anything you please. And matter of fact, simply because of that, I'm going to give out this number again to the studio. So when that day comes and you're thanging and doing your thing and helping people, they can call in 909-383-1000. Matter of fact, our engineers are here. Engineers, you see, you got to say it 3 times. Oh, engineers, hey, on the 29th, Rick's going to have a special show, and people may call in to talk with him live. And so I gave him that number, 909-383-1000. No, wrong number. 909-323-7693.
3-3.
Yeah, so it's 909-332-7693.
All right, say it again so our people who listening can hear it. You cut off.
Okay, now you can hear me. Okay, so the call number is 909-332-7693.
Wow, no wonder when I sent out those flyers, nobody ever calls. I've been giving them that old number.
Yeah, those numbers are old. Those numbers have been out for a while. So right now we're using these numbers in the meantime.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you told me that, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of call-ins, and they're going to be like, oh, he purposely gave me the wrong number, but he probably gave the right number to these people. You know how people get really sensitive about stuff. So that's the new call-in number. All right? That's the new call-in number. So you'll be able to call in on the 29th and talk with Rick and, do all those things. And I'm sure our engineers will patch you through. Are we going to have a call screening on that day when they call in? Are you going to have call screening, call waiting?
You're able to pick up the lines on your end.
Okay. So,
Yeah, so when they call in, they'll be able to go in on your end, and then it'll go live as well.
okay. So, Rick, how are you going to answer the phone?
Well, let me ask you this. Is it going to ring off the hook here? If a lot of people calling, or are you going to screen it so I get one call that you let through? I need to know this. So
This
I
will
know
be a discussion after the show.
All right,
And we'll-
excellent.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. This
So,
is exciting stuff happening
We're
here
just
in-
trying to run our time out with intriguing conversations.
All right. We let the people in here on what's going on behind the scenes.
Right. See, this multi-billion-dollar station, we got all these things going on. But hey, anyways, you may recognize this voice. Engineer, come back real quick and say something on the mic.
Okay.
What's your name?
It's Robert.
All right. So people may say, oh, I recognize that voice. You may recognize, because a few weeks ago, Robert and I, we accidentally had this great conversation on the show, on this great show. And so thanks, Robert, for that. And I got a lot of calls, and I goes, oh man, that was really good. That guy, he seemed like he's a really good guy. He is a good guy. So thanks again. But anyways,
Yeah, anytime.
All right, that's it. We're done for the day. This is the E Factor Radio Show. I'm your host, Cornelius Byron. Special guest, Rick Orrin. And Rick will see you back in a couple of weeks, and I will see you back next week. All right.
Thank you,
thanks.
Cornelius. I appreciate it.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.